Alright, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to be pulling out our Nintendo 64. We're going to grab this bad boy, and we're going to slap in the old Pokemon Snap. We got Super Smash Bros. In there right now. Another great game, but we're here for the Snap Mayhem. And we're going to see if we get the picture of our dreams and win first prize. So, let's check it out. What's going on, guys? Joe R, Vintage Pokemon here, and I'm super excited to bring you this video because today we're going to be kind of documenting a contest, the first of its kind, on Efour. We're going to be playing in a Pokemon Snap contest. Yeah, that's right. We're playing some good old vintage Pokemon Snap on the Nintendo 64. And I'm not going to be using an emulator. I'm going to be using my good old dusty Nintendo 64. Pulled it as storage for this, and man, am I excited to try this game out again, because I played this like crazy growing up. I mean, I would play it, beat it, restart it, play it again. It was crazy, and it was a lot of fun finding all the little hidden things that were inside the game. So we're going to be using the current file that's on the Nintendo 64, and we're going to see what's on there already, and then we're going to see if we can get some really great pictures for this contest. The rules are really simple, by the way. So in this particular competition, we're going to be submitting one picture of our choice to be voted on by Efour members. And the first, second, and third place winners are going to get a prize. Efour, for those of you that aren't already familiar with it, is the premier site for all things vintage Pokemon card talk, modern day Pokemon card talk, or just general Pokemon card talk. It's an incredible site for big Pokemon fans like you and me and everything in between. So definitely check it out. I'll put the link in the description for Efour. But back to this competition. So my strategy for this competition on Efour is going to be actually pretty simple. I think people are going to really love pictures that are going to include more than one of Pokemon in them. Maybe multiple species of Pokemon or just multiples of the same kind of Pokemon in the picture. So we're going to be looking for shots that are going to have more than one Pokemon in them, for sure. I also would like to try to get a sort of challenging shot, something that's not going to be super simple or super obvious when playing through the game. Maybe something that is only obtainable once you unlock certain items, or only obtainable if you can activate a certain pose by doing something special. But I want to try to do something like that, where we can find a unique or hard to find kind of shot. So I'm really excited to bring you guys along for this and see what kind of shots we've come up with. I've got a couple in mind, and we'll see if we can take home the grand prize. Stick around and see what we come up with. All right, so we've got our game. Let's give it a blow for good luck. Oh, that's some nostalgia for you. Alright, let's take a look at our album next. Alright, so let's take a look-see. I haven't looked at this in a long time, so let's see what we've got in the gallery so far. And, ooh, we have some pretty good shots, it looks like. Let's see, we're going to scroll down. Let's go to enlarge on these bad boys. So, full picture. So it looks like we've got a couple really nice shots already. So these are actually candidates. I would consider a couple of these. This was actually one of my ideas already, but I would really love to try to get another Pokemon in this shot. I don't know if it's possible, but we're gonna try. This one, that's adorable. Oh man, that's some pretty cool, high quality Squirtle action right there. So that's really nice too. Definitely fitting it. This is a really hard to get shot, but there's only the Pikachu in it, and I'd really like to get more than one Pokemon in my shots. And that's also a really cool pick. I'm actually wondering if I can get Starmie with either another Starmie or maybe even Dragonite in the picture. That's going to be really hard. So we're going to try for a couple of these pictures. I know we've got a couple others. Why don't we just take a quick look at what else we've got in the Pokemon report. So, really nice pictures. That's a really cool picture, too. Pretty sure that might be from Pikachu riding Articuno. Happy little Sandslash. That's the 3 Jigglypuffs singing. We've got the Dugtrios. So the ones in our gallery seem to definitely be the creme de la creme so far. But we're just gonna have to take a look. See, there's Scyther. That's a really nice shot. And I love Lapras. Ooh, that's a zesty Gyarados right there. Hashtag Magikarp Army. And the birds. So we'll definitely have to actually go through the game and give a shot at taking some other really awesome pictures. We'll see what we come up with. Alright, so here we are on our first attempt. I'm going to be focusing on 3 stages: the beach, the cave, and the valley. And we're focusing on those 3 because I've got some really cool shots in my head that I want to try to go for. On this first stage, we're going to be trying to capture a picture of Pikachu on Stump, and we're also going to be going for Chansey and Eevee together. We're going to fast forward a little bit here. And the reason why I want to go for those is because they kind of fit that strategy that I'm going for with this little competition, where I got multiple Pokemon in the shot, and also the shot isn't necessarily the most easiest one to grab. We could go for some other ones like Snorlax and Butterfree or Doduo, but I feel like they're either too simple or, in the case of Doduo, he kind of, with that N64 jankiness, he kind of goes through the stage sometimes with his body. And I don't really want that in my picture. I want, like, whole body shots that look clean. So we have to get Scyther out here, and this is sometimes a real pain in the butt because Scyther doesn't always want to come out for us. But we got him this time, so well done, Scyther. So what happens is the Pikachu come out on the other side of the bush, and I was hoping to get Scyther with the Pikachus, but you see, he just runs away way too quickly. And you can see what I actually just did there a second ago was I used the C-Sticks to kind of slow myself down. That's actually a pretty useful strategy to help you get into different positions that you otherwise wouldn't get moving at the standard pace of the game. So we got the nice picture of the Pikachus, and I'm going to obviously try this again a few more times, see if we get some really nice pictures. But here's the next shot coming up, and we can see we just missed Chansey coming around that bend. That's kind of where I want him to be. So I'm going to do this again to slow myself down a little bit. There we go. And beautiful. And I want Eevee to come to the front. And alright, so we got Eevee in there a little bit. Not as clean as I would like. That's why we're obviously going to need to do this a little bit more. But definitely a good start. We know what we're going for. Play around with controls a little bit, see if we get them lined up for a better shot, and we'll see where we can go from here. That's stage 1, and that's what we're going for on the beach. Okay, so after playing a lot of the beach and trying to get the best shots I possibly could of some of the Pokemon that I thought would make for really good candidates in this contest, I came up with a couple really nice ones. We've got, let me a second here, let's go to Enlarge. We've got this one of the Pikachu on the stump. Need to get a nice centered and pretty large picture of both Pikachus in frame. It doesn't look like they're being overshadowed because the lightning can sometimes actually really get in the way. You can see it here, it kind of gets in the way. And this took a lot of tries because you have to get the Scyther out early enough, and you have to play the poke flute at just the right time so that they're shooting off the lightning. So I thought this was a really cool picture right here, especially with the Pikachu jumping up into the air. And then we had to do a bunch of tries, and it stinks because you can retry the stage almost immediately. But if you're looking for a Pokemon that's at the end of the stage, like Chansey and Eevee here, you've got to boost yourself all the way to the end. And so I did that a whole bunch. We have this picture of Chansey, this one of Chansey and Eevee, and this one as well. And this is a little bit more difficult than you might imagine because you have to get Eevee in front, which usually required me to throw an apple to try to lure him in front of Chansey, or I had to look backwards. Usually the problem was that by the time they were in the right position, they were just too small or they were too far back. I think these all did a really nice job of keeping them nice and focused and large, and I really like how those pictures came out. So that's what we have for our submission on the beach entry stage, and we're going to try out a couple other ideas I have in my mind. We're not going to look at every single stage, but I know there's a couple in particular where I think there's some really awesome opportunities to get some cool shots. Alright, so onward to the cave now. We're going to be checking this level out, and we are going for a very specific shot. There's a lot of Pokemon in the cave that are kind of far away, or they're by themselves. So we're going to skip over a good chunk of this level. The Grimers in particular are pretty far away, and if you do get them close up, they're by themselves regardless. The Dittos over here are pretty cute, but I mean, they're just Dittos. No offense to Ditto. But the shot we're going to go for is going to be the Pikachu flying on the back of the Articuno. That's what we want. That's a really cool shot. There's the Pikachu over there. You can see he's going to get grabbed up by the Zubat. God dang you, Zubat. Grabbing little Pikachus, taking them off to parts unknown, and we're going to try to rescue that Pikachu. So we have to hit him with the apple, get him drop the Pikachu, and this is definitely the hardest part, because if we can hit him, the rest is pretty simple. There we go. All right, nicely done. Pikachu's going to get dropped down, and that's going to give us Flying Pikachu with the balloons, which is a pretty sweet shot in itself. Adorable. Don't try to have your kids fly with balloons at home, ladies and gentlemen. It's just not going to work. So we have Articuno coming out, and I really don't care about Articuno hatching from the egg. You see, there he is. La-di-da. He's going to go fly off. Pikachu's over here doing his little Thunderbolt dance. And what's going to happen is Articuno is going to fly off into the distance, and he's going to come back with the Pikachu. We're actually going to help ourselves out here by slowing ourselves down, because we want to be in a better position for when Pikachu gets picked up by Articuno. Remember, we said earlier that this is one of the ways you can kind of slow yourself down. You can see we're almost moving at a crawl at this point. There comes Articuno. Pikachu's going to hop on up. There we go. And this is going to let us get some really nice shots now. And we're going to speed ourselves up a little bit too. And that's it. But that's really about it anyway in terms of what we could expect for this stage. So really nice attempt right there. I think we got some real killer shots. We're going to take a look at them in just a minute. And we'll be back with you guys with what we were able to capture after many tries of the caves, I can imagine, in just a few minutes. Alright, so after doing the cave level for more times than I'd like to admit, we got a couple really good shots of Pikachu and Articuno. And something that I actually remembered as I was working on this was that while you're on a stage, if you use the C buttons left and right, it can slow you down. And that allows you to get some actually interesting shots that you don't otherwise get if you were just speeding up or going regular speed. So let's take a look-see. And, oh, look at that. Okay, cool. We've got this picture right here, which is a nice side profile. You can see the whole bird. You can see Pikachu, which I think is pretty cool. We've got this one here. I think this one's a little bit better than this one, honestly. And I keep getting closer shots, but then you miss out on more of Articuno the closer you get. I like Pikachu here. It kind of looks like he's focused. He's determined. He knows where he's going. We got Balloon Pikachu just mixed in there. This is a pretty close-up shot. You can see just about everything, which I like. This was one of the things that I was having an issue with, was that occasionally, because we're talking about janky old N64, Pikachu would just kind of be levitating above Articuno. So that was something that I was kind of dealing with. I thought it was a cool shot still, but it kind of looks weird and out of place. Here's another little issue. This is a nice shot, but one problem I was having was that for shots of Articuno coming right at me, I kept getting Pikachu with that front plate on Articuno's face. It was kind of covering up the middle of Pikachu. It's one of the few shots I was able to get where that didn't happen. And we've got this one, and that's a really nice one, but we're missing a lot of Articuno's body. I'm not sure what my preference is there. One more, very similar. I think this one's a little better, personally. I like that one a little more. And we've got one more like that. You can see that problem, that crown on Articuno's head kind of covers up Pikachu. That was the last one that I really got. Alright, so taking a look at the valley, we've got a lot of cool Pokemon that we could go and take a picture of. Starting right off the bat, you've got the Squirtle Squad. That's going to pop up right here. I'm going to immediately get right over here to this side of the river because it helps me to get them with the Pester Balls. I'm going to wait for at least that one to show up there. Oh god, we missed them. Let's see, number 2, and let's get a third one. Beautiful! So we got all 3 of them out. Let's get them over here. Oh, God. And sometimes this happens where one of them just kind of wanders off. God dang it, Squirtle. So we've got these two bad boys out here. Let's get him one more time. And you can do all kinds of fun stuff with the Squirtles. You can hit him with pester balls. That's a cute pose that he has when he's flying on his back like that. So real nice. You've also got the Magikarp here. You hit him out of the water and he'll go and evolve into a Gyarados when we smack him around a little bit on the other side of the stage. So we'll have him coming up in just a minute. The Sandshrews are really cool too. They can be hard to get together for a really nice shot. I think I'm going to play around a little bit with the Sandshrews and maybe the Squirtles. So we'll see what we can get there. They do that really nice pose when they're hit with the Pester Ball. I think the Pester Ball is really creative too. So we're gonna continue on. We're gonna zoom past this. Of course, we're still going for that strategy. I want 2 Pokemon in the shot at once at least. So here we've got the Magikarp falling down. I'm going to take a picture of Staryu here, because another strategy we're going to go for is maybe to get Dragonite and Starmie into a shot together. But first, let's just enjoy that which is the Gyarados, because he comes flying out here, and that looks just super awesome. Well done, Gyarados. And we're going to go for, hopefully, a nice money shot now. This one's going to be really tough, though, because I'm not sure how doable it is per se, and that's to try to get Starmie and Dragonite together. We've got to get Dragonite out. Oh, and we got all 3. Nice. We got to get Dragonite out of this whirlpool here. Then there you go. Here's the problem, is that you have to throw 5 Pester Balls or so into the whirlpool to get Dragonite to come out. The issue with that is that you nail the Staryus and the Starmies while you're trying to do that. So that's going to take definitely a number of tries to finally get right. I'm not sure if we're going to manage it, or we might just find something else better in the meanwhile. But that's the Valley. That's what we're going to be going for. Probably Squirtle, Sandshrew, and even the Dragonite Starmie combo. I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but you know, we'll see what we can capture after a few more tries. Alright, so we've got a little bit of a problem. We took some really cool shots of Squirtle, and this is one of the shots that we managed to pull off with it. Oh, this is supposed to be a game for kids. I don't know what to do about this, because that is a pretty hilarious shot. But just a couple others that we got. We found out that actually hitting Squirtle with a Pester Ball is kind of amazing, because he gives you some really cool poses. But we also got some other really great shots that feature multiple Squirtles at one time. And this was the best I could get so far with the Dragonite and Starmie combo that I was kind of going for. I don't know, I guess you could kind of say that Starmie's kind of like attacking the Dragonite or something, but I definitely feel like Squirtle is the winner in these photos. So we might just keep trying, or we might just have to go with this one. I don't know. So I'm gonna do kind of a poll with some friends and see which one they think is best, but that's pretty funny. So, alright, so after many hours of playing, we were able to vet it down to about 6 photos. I got a little bit of feedback from some friends. Some shots are hilarious, while other shots are just really picturesque. And we brought it down to these 6. So we've got the Eevee and the Chansey, really nice photo. Both of them front and center. 2 really adorable Pokemon, so I really like this picture. And it took a while to get a good photo of them front and center with each other. We've got 2 shots of Articuno. One is a side profile view, and another one is front and center. Kind of tough again because the Pikachu kept kind of levitating in different spots, and also it was very fast moving picture take, so that caused some problems. Not to mention, you can't even get the shot unless you knock the Zubat the hell out of the sky. So continuing on, we then had a whole bunch with the Squirtles, and we had some really great shots with them. But then we had some of the more hilarious shots like this one and this one. And the funniest part about these 2 shots was that or this pose that we kind of started to go for, was that it was totally by happenstance initially, and then we just realized it was too funny to not try to get better ones of. This is the closest one we could get, but this one is just hilarious because that pose that Squirtle makes, you can only really get it randomly. If you throw the apples, he jumps for joy, but this one is just kind of like he's walking around, and then intermittently he'll do this howl animation. The only issue is that he's just too far away, I feel. So from going back and forth with a lot of different ideas, I think we're going to settle on this picture for our submission, because I think it's going to get a lot of laughs. It's really unique. Not a lot of people are going to think to submit something like that in particular, and so I think that's what we're going to go with. And we'll be back with the results very shortly. We'll follow along. There's going to be an active poll. We'll see if we can follow that. And hopefully this can net us either first, second, or third place. I've got really high hopes for that picture because I think it is a really unique idea and a really awesome pose to capture on the camera in Pokemon Snap. So anyway, stick with us. We're going to take a look. What's going on, guys? Here we are on Efour. We're going to check out the 21 submissions for this competition, including our own. We actually had a little bit of a change of heart as to which one we submitted as well. Big thanks to Charizard Andrew there, because he was the one that kind of set this competition up, got the ball rolling on it, and I don't think it would have happened without him. So we have a Pikachu and a Diglett from the tunnel level, which is a really awesome shot of those two. Classic Charizard. Here comes one of my favorite shots of the 21 submissions. I think I like this more than my own shot. It's a really cool picture, and it's really hard to get as well, which I appreciate. Magikarp and Gyarados just kind of chilling there in the same shot together. Super hard to get that shot, so a lot of appreciation there. And you even get a little sparkle with that Magikarp jumping into the air, which is kind of cool. We've got another Charizard. We have the Jigglypuff and Coughing, Zapper, another Jigglypuff and Coughing, a Mew, the Pikachu's on the stumps, which you saw we were interested in trying to get that with the electricity flowing. I like this shot, though, because it's got Pikachu flipping. The one on the right's real happy. They're centered. They're focused. I think it's a really cool shot. We've got Bulba #1 in our hearts on the Pokedex. And we've got Articuno there. You can see there's the same problem that we were trying to deal with, is the crown of Articuno getting in the way of Pikachu's face, but still an amazing picture. We've got big ol' Haunter front and center. Another Jigglypuff and Coughing. I think that one's my favorite of the three. We've got a really nice picture of two Magmars. I see a lot of people were going for that same thing that I was trying to do, get a lot of Pokemon in one shot together. I think this is a picture of Slowpoke evolving into Slowbro. Not 100%, but I'm pretty sure that's what we're seeing here. And we've got another Articuno Pikachu. There's our shot. We chose to switch to this one because getting the Squirtle howling like that is really hard to do. He does it kind of randomly, and to get him doing it with the pose that the other Squirtle's in at the same time in this position, it was like 100 to 1 odds, and I thought this was it. And, you know, after talking with some buddies of mine, they were like, yeah, I think this is the one too, man. So I decided to submit this one for our shot. We've got an Eevee that's jumping for joy. That's a really fun shot. It's hard to get a close-up of Eevee, too, so I really appreciate that picture. It's a really cool shot of his face. We've got King Charmander here, Game of Thrones style. We've got another Gary, and we're finishing off with the Happy Dancing Bulbasaur. So some really awesome shots. I can't wait to see who's going to win this competition, who's going to get first, second, and third. A lot of fun. I really hope they run it again. But in the meantime, let's stay calm, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see who's going to win. I know who I voted for. I put as my favorite. I'm not going to even disclose number 2 and 3, but my favorite was by far that Gyarados with the jumping Magikarp. But the others, it was just so close because all these pictures were really, really good. So let's see who ended up winning this competition. As Blue would say in the original Pokemon game, unbelievable, I chose the wrong Pokemon. Yeah, so we chose to go with the Squirtle pose. That funny, humorous kind of shot. Had multiple Squirtles in it. Thought it would be really liked. But we only ended up getting, I think, 11th out of 21 places in this competition, which honestly isn't surprising because there were so many amazing photos. That shot that we voted for as our #1, the Gyarados and Magikarp combo, that actually won. So no surprise there. Second place ended up being, I believe it was the Bulbasaur group shot, with all the Bulbasaurs dancing around. And we also had as the third place, and this one kind of stings a little bit, third place was the Articuno and Pikachu head-on shot, which kills me because we had a shot just like that. We had a couple really good shots just like that. But you live and you learn. What can I say? This was a really fun competition. Had a blast doing it. I think Charizard Andrew did an amazing job, and you know, reward enough, you've got these 3 pictures now posted on the Efour banner. So really awesome job to everybody that did the competition, and I really am looking forward to the next time we get to play. I know one of the things that kills me is, you know, that choice of what is the one photo I want to submit. That was probably the hardest part of this entire competition. So maybe if we could choose more than 1 photo next time, that would be really cool. But I can get why you'd want to only have 1 photo submission. The idea is to choose your very best photo. And of course, if you can submit 20 photos, that kind of takes some of the fun out of the competition as well. One little other suggestion that I had for this competition was maybe if we can give titles to our photos. Something to maybe give it a little bit of meaning or a little bit of context to the picture. I think in a case like my shot, that might have actually helped. In some other shots, it could have also really helped as well. But overall, I loved playing this game again. It really brings back a lot of my childhood. And it's a lot of fun to kind of take a real challenging approach to it, trying to get the absolute best photo possible. Not necessarily going for a high score like the game always wants you to do, but just trying to find really interesting shots that have other Pokemon in them that other people can really appreciate. So, lots of fun. Efour is the place to be, folks, and we'll see you all next time for the next Pokemon Snap competition.